Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ramage GTV. And for those of you that are new, welcome. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button, it'll really help me out. But for those of you that don't know, I narrate creepy, scary stories about serial killers, aliens, ghosts, anything involving the paranormal. But today, we're going to be going over an old story. I'm going to put some pictures on the screen right now. Can you tell me what these have in common? These are known as post-mortem images, meaning that they were taken after a person has been deceased. Keep that in mind when we go over this story of Loana the Bloodthirster. Roll that intro. There is no need to adjust your TV set. What you are about to witness is the paranormal, the strange and the unusual. This is not for everyone. If you stay, viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned. According to most sources, the photograph you see here was recently taken in 1909, during an era where staged photographs of the recently deceased were a common practice, and at the time considered a dignifying way of honoring the dead. The passing of more than a century has obscured most of the stories behind the macabre but fascinating photographs, and the identities of the corpses depicted in these photos are long lost over time. But there are a few eerie and even frightening exceptions. This particular photo, for example, has managed to acquire an ominous reputation over the course of 108 years. And while the backstory is still disputed today and will likely never fully be corroborated, the most frequently shared account is incredibly chilling, because it claims that the woman depicted in this image died after purposely drinking a massive amount of her own blood during an occult ritual. The most detailed account available identified the woman as Loana, a 27-year-old woman from a small town in Romania. Loana is rumored to have been a devout practitioner of Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest organized religion, originating in ancient Persia and still practiced by millions, though mostly in East Asia. In Western Europe, however, Zoroastrianism is far less common. Within Loana city, the majority is Christian. Zoroastrianism were always looked down upon as witches. Loana was reportedly prosecuted and ostracized by the people of her small town, particularly a pair of ministers who spread rumors that the young woman worshipped Satan and drank the blood of local children. The panic continued to escalate until a mob of hysterical vigilantes descended on Loana's home on October 21st, 1909, dragging her into the street and beating her severely. She survived the vicious attack, but was hospitalized with severe blunt force injuries and lacerations. For reasons unknown, the woman checked herself out of the hospital less than 2 days later, despite her excessive injuries, and returning to her home. By the following morning, she was dead. The real mystery begins with a widely documented claim that Loana's demise was not the direct result of vigilantes' attack, but from a bizarre ritual suicide, during which a woman reportedly made multiple cuts on her arm and legs, then drained a massive amount of blood into a sacramental goblet. While there is no official death certificate available, the medical examiner allegedly claimed the cause of death was a combination of excessive blood loss and internal shock from ingesting such a large quantity of blood, which likely triggered cardiac arrest. When city authorities discovered the woman's body, they also found an altar in her home, adorned with strange occult symbols and ritual herbs. But the tragic and macabre story of Loana the Bloodthirster doesn't end there. In fact, some might say that the truly horrifying part begins a few months following the poor woman's demise. According to locals, the pair of ministers who deliberately spread rumors of Loana's consorting with Satan were stricken with a rare blood-borne illness, and both died less than a year after Loana's suicide. Other members of the vigilante group were met with untimely deaths as well. It's claimed one of the main perpetrators was crushed to death by a falling tree, while a man who helped organize the attacking mob perished in a fire which totally destroyed his farm, claiming the lives of his wife and his 2 children in the process. But according to more recent accounts, this alleged curse didn't even end with the death of Loana's tormentors. There have been multiple reports of strange phenomena surrounding the online circulation of her post-mortem photograph. In 2012, a Redditor claimed to have contracted a kind of sympathic stigmata after sharing the photo on a discussion thread and posting images like the one above showing bruises and cuts on his arm, which allegedly appeared overnight. A few years later, a Pinterest user described having lucid dreams and doubts of sleep paralysis for several nights after pinning the image. In those dreams, a pale, ghostly figure resembling Loana stood over her bed, brandishing a small knife, and with a faint smile on her face began making a slicing motion in the air above her head. The user claims the dream ceased immediately after she removed the image from her board. These are just two examples, but the reports continue to circulate. We still don't even know if the woman in the photo is actually Loana, or if such a person even existed. All we know for sure is that the human image may have an unsettling and even physically uncomfortable effect on a handful of people who have shared it online. So if you intend to do the same, you may want to reconsider. Alright you guys, that's all the time we have for today. So if you like this video, leave a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. I am so close to my 1,000 subscriber goal. And as far as this picture being the real thing, this is the one that has been circulating through Reddit and Pinterest all over the place, making people feel uneasy and giving people sleep paralysis. So, you've seen it. Let me know how it goes. Sweet dreams.